Jensen Huang, the visionary who powered the AI revolution. Part 1. Seeing the future before the world. What if the most important technology company of the future wasn't building search engines, or smartphones, or social media? What if it was building the engines that power artificial intelligence itself? For many years, few people outside the technology industry recognized the name NVIDIA. Yet behind the scenes, its computer chips were quietly transforming science, medicine, engineering, robotics, self-driving cars, and eventually artificial intelligence. At the center of that transformation stood one man, Jensen Huang. While many companies competed to build faster computers, Jensen Huang imagined a world where computers could learn, reason, create, and solve problems once thought impossible. It was a vision that seemed far ahead of its time, but history often rewards those willing to prepare for a future that others cannot yet see. This is a story of a visionary who helped power the AI revolution, and the timeless lessons his journey offers all of us. Chapter 1. A curious beginning. Every remarkable journey begins with curiosity. Long before artificial intelligence became a global conversation, Jensen Huang was fascinated by technology. He loved solving difficult problems, learning how systems worked, and imagining how they could become even better. Curiosity became the foundation of his career, not because he wanted quick success, but because he genuinely enjoyed understanding complex ideas. Many people see successful entrepreneurs as risk-takers. Jensen Huang first became a learner, and that habit would shape everything that followed. Chapter 2. Building NVIDIA. In 1993, Jensen Huang co-founded NVIDIA with a bold belief. The future of computing would demand far more processing power than anyone imagined. At the time, the personal computer industry was still growing. Graphics processors were considered a specialized market. Few imagined they would become one of the world's most important technologies. Yet NVIDIA continued investing, improving, learning, building, year after year. Success did not arrive overnight. The company faced setbacks, competition, economic uncertainty, and moments when its future seemed unclear. But Jensen Huang remained focused on the long term. He believed that meaningful innovation often requires years of patient effort before the world recognizes its value. Chapter 3. Preparing before opportunity arrives. One of Jensen Huang's greatest strengths has been preparing long before opportunity becomes obvious. For years, NVIDIA invested in technologies that many people did not fully understand. Artificial intelligence, parallel computing, advanced graphics processors. Some questioned whether those investments would ever matter. Then the world changed. Artificial intelligence advanced rapidly. Researchers needed more computing power. Businesses embraced AI. Suddenly, years of patient preparation became one of NVIDIA's greatest competitive advantages. To many people, it looked like overnight success. In reality, it was decades of preparation finally meeting opportunity. Chapter 4. Think in decades. Most businesses plan for the next quarter. Some plan for the next year. Visionaries often think much further ahead. Jensen Huang has frequently spoken about making decisions with a long-term perspective. The greatest innovations rarely happen quickly. They require experimentation, failure, learning, persistence, and above all, patience. Building something meaningful is not about winning today's race. It is about preparing for tomorrow's world. Closing reflection. Jensen Huang reminds us that extraordinary innovation begins long before extraordinary results become visible. It begins with curiosity, with learning, with the courage to invest in ideas others may not yet understand. In the next chapter, we'll explore Jensen Huang's leadership philosophy, how NVIDIA overcame enormous challenges, and why resilience may be the most valuable quality of every great innovator. Jensen Huang, the visionary who powered the AI revolution. Part 2. Leadership through long-term vision. Chapter 5. Betting on the long term. Many companies focus on the next quarter. Jensen Huang focused on the next decade. He understood that truly transformative technology requires patience. Research takes time. Innovation takes time. Trust takes time. For years, NVIDIA invested heavily in technologies that produce little immediate recognition. Some questioned those investments. Others doubted whether they would ever pay off. But Huang believed that if the company's vision was correct, time would become its greatest ally. Great achievements often look expensive in the beginning. Only years later do they appear obvious. Chapter 6. Failure as part of innovation. Innovation is rarely a straight path. Every breakthrough is built upon countless experiments. Some succeed, many do not. Jensen Huang has often spoken about the importance of embracing difficulty rather than avoiding it. Mistakes are not signs that progress has stopped. They are signs that learning is taking place. Every obstacle teaches something. Every setback reveals another way forward. The companies that continue improving are not the ones that never fail. They are the ones that refuse to stop learning. Resilience turns temporary setbacks into future strengths. Chapter 7. The power of great teams. No visionary builds a future alone. Behind every remarkable company stands a team of talented people working toward a shared purpose. Jensen Huang believes leadership is not simply giving instructions. It is creating an environment where talented individuals can do their best work. Great ideas often emerge through collaboration. Different perspectives challenge assumptions. Constructive debate strengthens decisions. Trust encourages creativity. When people feel inspired by a common mission, they often accomplish far more than anyone imagined possible. Leadership is not about having all the answers. It is about helping others discover them together. Chapter 8. Continuous reinvention. Technology never stands still. Companies that stop evolving eventually fall behind. Jensen Huang understood this from the very beginning. NVIDIA began by designing graphics processors for video games. But the company never allowed itself to be defined by a single market. Its technology expanded into scientific research, engineering, medicine, autonomous vehicles, artificial intelligence, high-performance computing. Each new challenge required fresh thinking. The willingness to reinvent became one of NVIDIA's greatest strengths. The lesson extends beyond technology. People who continue learning remain prepared for opportunities that do not yet exist. Closing reflection. Jensen Huang reminds us that meaningful progress is rarely the result of chasing short-term success. It comes from patient investment, continuous learning, strong teams, and the courage to pursue ideas that others may not yet understand. The future is not built in a single breakthrough. It is built one thoughtful decision at a time. In the next chapter, we'll explore how Jensen Huang approaches uncertainty, why humility remains essential even after extraordinary success, and the timeless lesson that the greatest innovations begin with the willingness to keep learning long after everyone else believes the journey is complete. Jensen Huang, the visionary who powered the AI revolution. Part 3. Building for the Future. Chapter 9. Humility in Success. As NVIDIA grew into one of the world's most influential technology companies, Jensen Huang continued to speak about learning. Success did not convince him that he had all the answers. Instead, it reminded him how much more there was to discover. Technology evolves rapidly. Today's breakthrough can become tomorrow's starting point. The leaders who continue asking questions often remain ahead of those who believe they have reached the finish line. Humility is not thinking less of yourself. It is recognizing that every achievement creates another opportunity to learn. For Jensen Huang, success was never the destination. It was another beginning. Chapter 10. Solving Difficult Problems. The world's greatest innovations rarely come from choosing the easiest path. They come from solving the problems that others avoid. Artificial intelligence, scientific computing, advanced robotics, medical research. These fields demand enormous computing power. They also demand patience. Jensen Huang believed that meaningful progress often begins with difficult questions. How can computers process information faster? How can researchers solve problems that once seemed impossible? How can technology help people accomplish more? Great innovators do not run away from complexity. They learn to navigate it. Every difficult problem solved creates new possibilities for the future. Chapter 11. The Responsibility of Innovation. Powerful technology brings extraordinary opportunities. It also brings responsibility. Every major technological advancement changes the way people live and work. Throughout history, innovation has transformed communication, transportation, medicine, education, and industry. Artificial intelligence is no different. Jensen Huang has often emphasized the importance of building technology that empowers people to solve meaningful problems. Innovation is most valuable when it improves lives. The true measure of technology is not simply what it can do, it is how wisely people choose to use it. Progress without responsibility is incomplete. The greatest innovators understand both. Chapter 12. Preparing for Tomorrow. Many people spend their lives reacting to change. Visionaries prepare for it. Long before artificial intelligence became part of everyday conversation, NVIDIA invested years developing the tools that would support its growth. Preparation rarely receives attention. People celebrate the breakthrough. Few notice the decades of work that made it possible. This pattern repeats throughout history. Success often appears sudden to the outside world, but behind every overnight success are years of quiet preparation, patient learning, persistent improvement, and countless small decisions made long before anyone was watching. Closing reflection. Jensen Huang reminds us that the future belongs to those willing to prepare for it today, not through shortcuts, not through luck, but through curiosity, discipline, resilience, and the courage to invest in ideas that may take years to mature. Technology will continue changing. New industries will emerge. New challenges will appear. Yet the qualities that build lasting success remain remarkably constant. The willingness to learn, the patience to build, and the vision to see possibility where others see uncertainty. In the final chapter, we'll bring together the timeless lessons from Jensen Huang's journey and explore why leadership is ultimately about helping others build a better future. Jensen Huang, the visionary who powered the AI revolution. Part 4, the timeless lesson. Chapter 13, Leadership is Building Others. When people think of great leaders, they often picture someone standing at the front, giving directions, making decisions, shaping the future. Jensen Huang offers a different perspective. A leader's greatest responsibility is not simply to build products. It is to build people. Behind every technological breakthrough are thousands of engineers, designers, researchers, and problem solvers working toward a common vision. The strongest organizations are those where talented people are encouraged to think boldly, to question assumptions, to experiment, and to continue learning. Great leadership creates an environment where innovation becomes possible, because the future is never built by one person alone. It is built by teams united by purpose. Chapter 14, Adapt or Be Left Behind. History is filled with companies that once dominated their industries. Many disappeared because they believed yesterday's success guaranteed tomorrow's future. Jensen Huang understood that no company can afford to become comfortable. Technology evolves too quickly. Customer needs change. New ideas emerge. The willingness to adapt is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign of strength. Every generation faces new challenges. Those who continue learning remain prepared to meet them. The greatest competitive advantage is often the ability to evolve before change becomes unavoidable. Chapter 15, The Courage to Think Long-Term. In a world that celebrates instant results, long-term thinking has become increasingly rare. Many decisions are made to satisfy today's expectations. Few are made with the next decade in mind. Jensen Huang reminds us that meaningful innovation requires patience. The technologies that reshape the world often begin as uncertain ideas. They require years of investment, countless experiments, and the willingness to continue even when recognition is still far away. History rewards those who remain committed to their vision long after others lose interest. The future belongs to builders. Chapter 16, The Timeless Lesson. Every great innovator we've explored has viewed the future differently. Steve Jobs imagined technology that felt personal. Bill Gates imagined a computer on every desk. Jensen Huang imagined computers powerful enough to unlock a new era of intelligence. Each vision seemed ambitious at the time, yet each began with the same foundation: curiosity, preparation, persistence, and the courage to believe in possibilities others could not yet see. Perhaps that is the greatest lesson Jensen Huang leaves us. The future is not discovered. It is created. One thoughtful decision, one difficult problem, one bold idea at a time. Closing reflection. Jensen Huang's journey reminds us that extraordinary achievements rarely happen overnight. Behind every breakthrough are years of unseen effort. Late nights, difficult decisions, failures that became lessons, and a vision strong enough to survive uncertainty. The world will continue changing. New technologies will emerge. New challenges will test every generation. But the qualities that shape lasting success remain timeless. Stay curious. Keep learning. Think long-term. Build with purpose. And never underestimate the power of preparing today for a future that others cannot yet imagine. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life and philosophy of Jensen Huang. If you enjoyed this documentary, consider subscribing as we continue exploring the timeless wisdom of history's greatest innovators, investors, entrepreneurs, and visionaries. Because every legend leaves behind more than achievement. They leave behind a way of thinking. And sometimes, one timeless idea can inspire generations. Until next time, keep learning from the legends.